Hello, my name is Dulce Estefania Cruz Gonzalez, and today we're going to analyze the case of Winter Park Hotel. The regional director of the hotels, Donna Diaz, with the data of the hotel, has to analyze the current situation because they are currently considering opening a new hotel. So she has asked us to help her during the process to improve customer service and choose a new location, implementing these three questions. How can you reduce costs in food preparation? In which states is there the fastest tourist growth rate for a new hotel? And what can we do to improve reception time? Well, for the first problem, we got the information we needed from Cassandra that if it was possible to reduce the cost of the preparation of the meatballs. In this case, we use a linear programming in order to get a maximization of the product. Based on the recommendations, decision variables, and the objective function and the restrictions, we use Excel and the tool of Solver and get that the decision was to use 0.58 of beef and 0.42 of pork to minimize the cost of the meatballs. Using the objective function, these amounts and the recommendations that were to use 75% of meat and 25% of fat, we got that the total of the product will be $71. Then we did the sensitivity report where we saw that both meat and fat are binding restrictions. That means that the whole products will be used and there won't be a slack. The shadow price of meat is 129.6. That means that if they increase it, also the cost will be more expensive and they had to minimize the production, and the shadow price of the fat that is negative 103.6, which means that if they increase the fat, the price won't be changed a lot and it won't be affected, the cost. So the ground beef meat is the meat that affects the most the solution because in this case the amount of beef meat is 80% greater than pork that is 68%. And here you can see the advertising of the meatballs. For the second problem, we had to use a forecast analysis in order to be able to know in what city it would be the best option to open a new hotel. In this problem, we use the time horizon from the data of the past 10 years so we can analyze better the information and the most significant way, from 2008 to 2018. We analyzed three states: Zacatecas, that was the original option, Mexico City, and Quintana Roo, because according to the data and the graph, they are the states with the biggest results on occupancy of rooms and tourist arrivals. Later on the data of each state, we saw that the state with the bigger results was Quintana Roo. Based on the time series result, we will also choose Quintana Roo with a damping factor of 0.3 because it has the biggest forecast result and the lowest average error. That's why it's the best option. This means that we will be based on the 30% of the old data and the 70% of the new one. Then we use the regression analysis to get more precision at the predictions. We found out that the lowest R-square of rooms occupancy was from Zacatecas and from tourist arrivals from Mexico City. The better R-square was from Quintana Roo with 92% of the occupancy of rooms and the 93% of the tourist arrivals, which means that both are very high results. Our final decision is that the best state for the hotel's new location is Quintana Roo. This state is the one with the most tourist arrivals and occupancy rooms. There is a bigger business opportunity here, and also is the city that is internationally renowned for being one of Mexico's best places and beaches to visit. And you can see the advertising of the new hotel. For the last one, the theory of queues was used to test the models of the reception service inside the hotel. The current situation of the waiting lines is that the arrivals are from 90 guests per hour. It has one server and it takes 100 service per hour. The first option is a line of corporate guests and another ones of typical guests, where the average time of a guest to spend in the waiting line is of 23 minutes and 25 in the system. The second option that it is a single waiting line where the average time of a guest to spend in the waiting line is of 5.4 minutes and 6 in the system. This option will have 5 servers. And the third option that it is implementing an ATM queue where there will be a fast service with the ATM and a normal line for the guests that don't want to use them. The average time of a guest to spend in the waiting line is of 16.8 minutes and 18.75 in the system. Based on the analyzed situation, our final decision was to implement a single line system with 5 servers to have a faster service. This option is the most achievable one. All the customers will prefer it because its average time of waiting is the shortest, and since it's a single line, it won't use a lot of space at the reception, so there will be more resting areas. We will also implement a waiting line experience with amenities like offering drinks, music, and interesting from the TV so the guests won't assimilate the time of wait. Thank you.